We have a jam-packed episode today. Over the last few days, so many cruise lines have pushed back their restart days. We have all of the details as well as the cruise news from all of the major cruise lines. Well, ahoy there, cruisers!
We hope you're doing safe and well. Don't forget, guys, hit the subscribe button below so you stay up to date with everything that's going on in the cruise world. We say it every week, so click the button.
First up, some great news from American Cruise Line. They're planning to sail this Saturday. This will happen on its 100-passenger river ship called Independence, sailing from Amelia Island in Jacksonville all the way up to Charleston. The line's next cruise will be on March 21st on the American Jazz on the Mississippi from New Orleans to Memphis. Also, along with this, the American Queen Steamboat Company is also planning to sail this Monday with their ship American Duchess on the Mississippi, Ohio, and Tennessee rivers. This is really fantastic news. We can't believe it's going to be, I know it's river cruise technically, but still it's the first cruise in the USA in a long time. So it's fantastic to see it's finally coming back.
Yeah, definitely. We always expected these smaller cruise lines to start before the major cruise lines. So it's great to see that we're now on that first step towards a return to normality and return to cruise.
Yeah, let us know if you're going to book one of these cruises. They look really fun and really cool. And we love river cruising. If you haven't checked out our river cruises before, we've got loads of vlogs and ship tours and everything. It's such a fantastic vacation and totally different to a normal ocean cruise.
Yeah, really different. I really like the sound of the Jazz one. I think that'd be really cool. I think you'd get to see like a different side to America rather than the usual ports like New York and Florida and stuff. I think it'd be really interesting. And earlier in the week, we brought you the great news that England has given the green light to cruising from the 17th of May. P&O Cruises and Princess Cruises announced British Isles cruises in the summer, and now their sister brand Cunard has followed suit and done the same. They will offer a series of voyages from Southampton on the Queen Elizabeth this summer, and it's just for British guests. Also, MSC Cruises have shown some interest. We wouldn't be surprised if we see UK-only cruises from MSC announced very soon as well, so watch this space.
Now, we know that they said May 17th, but we do not expect sailings to start on this date, or even in May, because it's going to take a lot of time to prepare the ships and crew all of these ships. We think probably maybe around 2 or 3 months from May, so maybe July or August we'll start seeing cruises, but it's still fantastic news. No cruise line has given any details of dates, itineraries or protocols on board these cruises yet. We don't know if vaccinations are going to be required or not. That hasn't been announced yet, but we'll keep you fully updated, so make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, it's really fantastic news and we can't wait to see all the cruise lines coming back one by one. It's great.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, would you book onto one of these British Isles cruises? Let us know in the comments section below, and we'd love to know which cruise line you'd pick out of the ones we've mentioned.
Right, so that's the news for us here in Blighty, but what about all of our friends in the United States? Well, we've got another quick update on what the CDC is doing, or rather not doing. All adults are expected to be offered a vaccine in May by the USA. This is fantastic. So questions are being asked to why the CDC have still not offered any technical details on its conditional sailing program. You know that they brought up this whole conditional sailing program months ago, promising to release all of the details to all of the cruise lines about what they need to do to get on this program, but they still haven't done this. As we know, the vaccine offers fantastic protection, over 90% in most cases, which would mean it would make it much safer to cruise. We know that the vaccines are not bulletproof. People still do pass the virus and can still get the virus, but it really stops people from having to go to hospital and getting severe illness. So it's really good. So CLIA, or the Cruise Line International Association, have said the UK and Europe is far ahead of the US in returning to cruising because governments are a little more willing to engage with the industry to find out a path of resumption. Brian Salerno, Senior Vice President of CLIA, said the CDC has been less than enthusiastic about doing that. However, he added, we are hopeful that with President Biden's announcement that vaccines will be available for the entire adult population of the US by the end of May, that could be used as a fresh opportunity to engage with the CDC. I think in many ways the conditional sailing order reflected thinking from 6 months ago. It could stand to be updated and reflective of the new situation. So exactly what we've just said, this conditional sail order was set up months ago and still nothing's been done. And obviously now with the vaccine, it's a massive difference because cruising is going to be much, much safer. So very interesting to see the Cruise Line Association also knocking the CDC. This is a big thing. They really do need to get their act together. Otherwise, the whole business is going to continue to suffer. So thinking about all of those thousands of crew members, hundreds of thousands of crew members, all the people who work in ports, all the people who work landside, it's going to affect so many different people, not to mention all of the ports that they visit as well, where they're bringing millions of dollars of revenue every year to all of the ports because they're bringing thousands of tourists in to buy things and do excursions and things like that.
So now let's talk about the dates that have been pushed further back for cruising to resume. We're just going to go through each of the major cruise lines. So we'll start with Royal Caribbean. So first up, Royal Caribbean. As we said weeks ago that this would happen, that they still hadn't cancelled their cruises that we pretty much knew were going to be cancelled, they've now done that. So they've pushed back cruises till at least the 31st of May. This includes Celebrity Cruises and Silversea, but obviously it doesn't include the Singapore sailings that are currently sailing, as well as the planned sailings from Israel. Asmara remains suspended until June the 30th. But why has this taken so long? Why are cruise lines really waiting until the last minute to cancel cruises that are pretty much guaranteed, we can tell, are not going to go ahead?
Yeah, it was obvious that they would not be sailing in May. June is also a push too, as it's going to take at least 90 days to get a ship crewed and set up. So expect that to be pushed back further back as well. And the CDC being so slow, we don't know why cruise lines are taking so long. Next up, Norwegian. All cruises, as you know, have been suspended till the end of May. Marella Cruises have now cancelled all cruises until the end of June.
As we mentioned, P&O Cruises have cancelled all sailings till the end of August, and we'll be replacing them with UK Cruises, with details to follow later.
On Cunard, sailings have been cancelled on Queen Victoria up to and including the August the 27th. Queen Elizabeth's Summer Mediterranean Fly Cruise season and all departures up to and including October the 11th have been cancelled. As you know, this has been replaced by the UK sailings that we just talked about. And on Queen Mary 2, departures are cancelled until November the 12th. Oh my gosh, till winter. That's crazy. That's the furthest pushback we've seen, and that's really worrying.
Saga has pushed back the launch of Spirit of Adventure until July the 26th and Spirit of Discovery Cruises until June the 27th.
Holland America line has extended the suspension of European cruises until at least the end of June.
And Disney CEO Bob Chapek says the line could start limited operations in the fall. Even though Disney Cruise Line has only cancelled sailings until June, he said that the line could start limited operations in the fall with some luck. So a little bit of positive news there.
But really, they should cancel those cruises, and if they're not expecting to start till the fall, why are they still selling cruises in the summer? It really doesn't make any sense to us, and it's unfair on the people who are spending their money to book cruises when the company themselves know they're not going to be starting till fall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Princess Cruises have extended suspension of cruising in the Caribbean, California coast and Mexico and Mediterranean until June the 30th on several itineraries on board Caribbean Princess, Enchanted Princess and Ruby Princess.
But in some good news, the Greek cruise line Celestyal Cruises are to restart sailings on May the 29th from Athens with a 7-night itinerary to the Greek islands on the Celestial Crystal.
And this looks like such a fantastic cruise. It's a really good value cruise, all inclusive, and it gets to go to some amazing islands. Sometimes 2 islands in one day. It's going to places like Santorini and Rhodes. It's really exciting. We'd love to get on board one of these cruises, wouldn't we?
Yeah, definitely. These cruises are all about the destination, aren't they? Which is fantastic.
And Greece is basically reopened to tourists now who have the vaccination. So that's just over 2 months we're going to be seeing them sail. So it's fantastic.
And the luxury cruise line Crystal Cruises will be launching 7-night round-trip cruises in the Bahamas from Nassau and Bimini, beginning on July the 3rd.
You will be required to be fully vaccinated to take one of these Crystal cruises, but the question is, will other cruise lines follow? Will more cruise lines offer cruises from Caribbean ports, basically bypassing the whole American rules and CDC? We know we had some rumours last week from Cozumel about Royal Caribbean, MSC and other cruise lines starting up sailing there, so it could be a real possibility if the CDC don't get their act together. So thank you so much for watching this episode. We really appreciate it. Please do make sure you hit the subscribe button below and give us a thumbs up. It really helps us. We've got so much great content coming on the way, and we're going to be cruising soon, so it's all good. And thank you so much to all of our patrons. You are our angels. You keep us in business during this really difficult time. And in return, we give you loads of behind the scenes footage, episodes, and once we get cruising again, you'll get postcards from when we're away. And our cruise captain of the week is Jamie. So ahoy there, Jamie. That's it till next time.
Happy cruising.